let nobody tell you where you were. You want to read it for yourself. And you go, hey, I got to see this for myself. What's $10 million compared to the kingdom? That's wrong.
Right, because this money, this system finna be done away with, man. Right. Real money is the resources, man. Gold and silver, man. That's the real money, man. That never tarnish. That never get old, man. This dollar ain't. Because guess what? The dollar in the 30s was backed by gold, man. But it ain't been backed by gold since the 60s, man. Go ahead. That's a whole nother subject. We're gonna stay on subject. Go ahead. But like the brother was saying, man, just make points, man. Of course, we just prove everything through the Bible, man. Go ahead, bro.
It's back in the Apocrypha. This is the prologue to Ecclesiasticus on page 70. I'm going to jump right to the point. It says, wherefore let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention.
Right, so you got to read this. Let me entreat you to read this with favor and attention, man. So like the scripture says in 2 Timothy, you got to study to show yourself approved, man. Like the brother was saying, like you take that time out to put in work overtime, like he was saying, to get that car, that house you want. You got to put in the overtime to get this true knowledge, wisdom, understanding of this Bible, man. You got to seek this like the Bible tell you that, man. When you getting this knowledge, you got to search it like you searching for a costly pearl, man. A priceless pearl. Go ahead, man.
Wherefore let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention, and to pardon us.
Start a little bit above it, huh?
Alright.
Wherever you see, bro.
Alright. Whereas many and great things have been delivered unto us by the law and the prophets, and by others that have followed their steps.
So it say where many great things have been delivered to us by the law and the prophets. Your pastor will tell you the Old Testament don't matter no more, man. He don't know what he talking about. The so-called Old Testament say the same thing as the New Testament, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So, go ahead. You want me to read till you get or you got it? Okay.
This Romans chapter 16, verse 25. Now to him that is of power to establish you according to my gospel, and according in the preaching of Yahushua Mashiach.
Right. So Yahushua Mashiach, Yahushua is the true way of how you say what they call Jesus, man. His true name is Yahushua. But Mashiach, which is the Messiah, man, or which means the anointed one, man. So when you see Christ in the Bible, the words would have been there, would have been Hamashiach, man. Go ahead. Right.
According to the revelation of the mystery, which was kept secret since the world began.
So the revelations of the mysteries of this Bible was kept secret since the world began, man. Because the Heavenly Father knew everything. He knew the so-called white man was going to come into power as the Greeks and try to Hellenize the whole earth, man. And try to switch up. Like you said, they changed times and laws, man. They changed everything, man. Change the names of lands, like the brother was said. Change the names of the people, man.
And another thing, when I'm saying it's been kept secret from the world began, a lot of things that the prophets prophesied about, of course, it didn't happen in their time, but they didn't also understand it either. They didn't have to understand it. It didn't come to later on, when knowledge started to increase. So, like during the time of the New Testament, knowledge was increasing then. So they used the Old Testament to that's what they had to read on. So it's really saying the same thing. They just gave a better understanding. Right. And as time went on, now in today's time, a lot of stuff they didn't understand, we understand now because knowledge is steady increasing. Verse 26. But now it's made manifest, and by the scriptures of the prophets.
Now it's made manifest by the scriptures of the prophets, man. Because when he went who the world called Jesus Christ, when he was teaching in the temple, he went to Isaiah. And he went to Isaiah 62, where the Spirit of the Lord is upon me to preach. So that's what they was, like the brother was saying. What was Paul quoting? The prophets, man. Peter and them, all them was quoting books from the prophets, man. Because, go ahead,
you're not going to have a proper understanding. You got to understand the Old Testament.
And I'm going to say this. You're not going to understand the New Testament unless you got this book. Because when Paul went to the Gentiles and the Greeks, This book show you how we became Gentiles and Greeks when the Greeks took us over. So if you don't got this book, that's where a lot of our people get twisted up when you get in the New Testament. And they start saying Paul, they went to the Gentiles and the Greeks. It was talking about our people who had been Hellenized. They had been started keeping the Greek ways, man. So they was called Gentiles, man. They was called strangers because they had fell away from their heritage. They had lost their culture, man. So this book is a stumbling block for our people who trying to get the truth. And you got to have this book to understand the New Testament, man. Because this book right here, you had in the Old Testament stops at Malachi, man. So from the Old Testament into the coming of what they got Matthew, which the coming of who the world called Jesus Christ, it was 400 years of history there that they took out, and it's in here. It's the 400 years of history missing because it goes straight to it. Because in Daniel the 7th chapter, you got the 4 beasts. You got the 4 beasts, man. When it get to the New Testament, so-called New Testament, it skipped the 3rd beast. You already in the 4th beast, which is the Roman Empire. So it skipped the 3rd beast, which is the Greek Empire, which that's where you get this book from, man. Go ahead,
I'm gonna read verse 26.
You do record, you want to wait? You finna
No, go ahead. Okay. Folk kept calling the phone, man, knocking me offline.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
Verse 26. But now it's made manifest and by the scriptures of the prophets, according to the commandment of the everlasting God, made known to all nations for the obedience of faith.
Right, because we just read 2nd Ezra when it said Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning thereof that happened. That's prophecy that ain't even happened yet, man. But Revelations talk about that happening in Revelations 12, man. And Revelations 19. So going into read that again,
But now it's made manifest and by the scriptures of the prophets, according to the commandment of the everlasting God,
right,
made known to all nations for the obedience of faith.
right.
To God only wise be glory through Yahweh Shah Mashiach forever.
So it's
Amen.
made known to all nations. So we doing a couple of things out here. First and foremost, we letting our people know who they are, teaching them the knowledge of salvation. Then we letting the other nations know who they are and letting them know what they judgment is coming for them, man. You know? So like I say, made manifest to all nations, man. And another reason it's made manifest to all nations because we got something called confusion of faces. A lot of our people scattered amongst all nations. Man. Go ahead,
I just wanted to bring out this precept and just say that, those out there that's in those churches, you need to check the preachers because, if they're not instructing you, you're going to be caught up in the day when the Most High comes. And this is 1 Thessalonians 5. I'm going to do verse 1 and verse 2. It says, I got it. It says, but of the times and the seasons, brothers, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
So it say the day of the Lord gonna come as a thief in the night. Go ahead,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Read that again from the top.
Okay, it says, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you.
Right, man. So, hey, our people, y'all see what's going on, man. It ain't no secret, man. You see, you can't tell we close to the end, man. Look how crucial this is, man. Look at the condition of our people now, man. The majority of them on pills, they tripping, man. Esau steady hitting us with that biological warfare, man. Got people got the men wearing skinny jeans, all this, man. So you gotta look at the season we in. We at the end now, man. Cause it's prophesied in the Bible, man. Go ahead, bro.
It said, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
So we say the day of the Lord gonna come as a thief in the night, man. Why? Because your pastor not teaching you the truth according to the Bible, man. Go ahead.
And we're gonna look up that word thief. The word thief goes to the Strong's G22812.
So this why the day of the Lord gonna come as a thief in the night, man. So when you read that in the English, you like, okay, it's gonna catch everybody by surprise. But now we going into the word thief and see what that's talking about, man. Go ahead.
Okay, the biblical outline uses an embezzler, a piffler.
Right, because your preacher is an embezzlement, man. He embezzling you, man. He robbing you of the truth, man. He taking your money at the same time, man. You a business to him, man. What's the embezzler, man? When somebody embezzle, they work for this company, they work for this place, and they embezzle money from them, man. They steal, man. So your pastor, he's stealing the truth from you, man.
Right. And Yahushua warned, beware of false teachers, those in wolves and sheep clothing. Now the outline A says a name is transferred to false teachers.
The name is transferred to false teachers
who do not care to instruct me, but abuse their confidence for their own gain.
Right.
And that's what's happening with a lot of the churches today. They're not being instructed on how we should live, how we should serve the Most High. And this is going to catch a lot of people off guard when things begin to happen. Those that are being instructed gonna know what's going on, but those that are not being instructed and won't listen, they're not gonna know.
All right, going back to the prologue in Ecclesiasticus. Whereas many and great things have been delivered unto us by the law and the prophets, and by others that have followed their steps, for the which thing Israel ought to be commanded for learning and wisdom.
We say, well, others have followed their steps, man. So if you on this side, man, read that again.
And by others that have followed their steps, for the which things Israel ought to be commanded for learning and wisdom. And wherefore not only the readers which needs be skillful themselves, but also they that desire to learn be able.
We say the readers shall be skillful themselves. Get that in 2 Timothy. What is it? Study to show thyself approved. Read that again. I come from the paragraph with the other from the top.
Whereas many and great things have been delivered unto us by the law and the prophets.
So great things have been delivered unto us by the law and the prophets. If your pastor tell you don't got to keep the law no more, how you gonna know how to treat your brother and your sister, man? Because you gonna have situations arise, man. We have disagreements. You have situations where fights happen, man. All that's in the Bible, man. And they tell you how to handle those situations, man.
And the Lord plainly said, is the law done away with? Because we have grace to say it, God forbid. So he plainly said the law not done away with. Come.
You have a lot of the churches, man, that say they was, nailed to the cross, and nailed a lot of stuff to the cross. Yeah.
The only thing was nailed to the cross is we don't do no animal sacrifice no more. The Lord put himself on the land for all his little brothers and sisters, man. Just like if you a big brother, you got little brothers and sisters, you'll put yourself on the land for your brothers and sisters. That's what the Lord did, man. That's what the Lord did. See, this ain't no book, how to like the pastors try to make it, man. Put it in real life term, man. The Lord like, look, I'm gonna put myself on the land for my little brothers and sisters, man. And he done it, and the Heavenly Father was like that, please, and we gonna look, you run everything. They gonna be joint heirs with you. You the firstborn amongst many brethren, huh? They come through you, man. That's how it go, man. Go ahead,
You want the 2 Timothy?
Let them read that part again. Read that part again when they get to go ahead, I'm gonna let you know what it's going.
And by others that have followed their steps, for the which things Israel ought to be commanded for learning and wisdom.
Right, so we got to learn this in wisdom, man. Go ahead. The law and the prophets, go ahead.
And whereof not only the readers must needs be skillful themselves.
Whereof not only the readers must be skillful themselves. So we teaching you how to be skillful, man. Even in the King James, in the prologue of this King James Bible, King James said, look, because King James ain't translate nothing. He just got the scholars together and separate them in different groups, in different places, and then brought all the notes together. And that's how he let them went back into the original Hebrew in the Greek, and that's how he got the Bible, man. But guess what he said in his prologue? He said, look, we got it as correct as we can. He said, men gonna come after me, that's gonna get a more exact translation, and that's what you see going on right now, man. Go ahead.
but also they that desire to learn be able to profit them which are without.
They that desire to learn, man. So you'll be able to profit those without, man. Because once you learn this truth, what you gonna do? You gonna go teach it to your brothers and sisters, man. That's what it's all about. Go ahead.
Both by speaking and writing.
Both by speaking and writing, man. So now we speaking. Guess what? During that time, they ain't had the internet, man. So they were writing different letters in the epistles, sending them to the brothers and sisters that were scattered, man. So that they'll know, they like, oh, we got more revelations now on what Jeremiah said, on what Isaiah said. And they were sending the epistles. But now, we don't got to write letters, man. We come right to the internet and load it up, man, on whatever platform, YouTube, Facebook, or wherever, man. And that's how the brothers get it now, man, brothers and the sisters, man. So it get to you quicker now. And that was prophesied in the Bible. Go ahead. That the heavens gonna display this, man. Go ahead.
I'm going to read this how it's written. It says, my grandfather Jesus, when he had much given himself to the reading of the law and the prophets and other books of our fathers, and had gotten therein good judgment.
Right, man. So, go ahead.
And clarify, it's not talking about the Lord and Savior. It's talking about another person. Was drawn on also himself to write something pertaining to learning and wisdom, to the intent that those which are desirous to learn and are addicted to these things might profit much more in living according to the law.
Right, man. So you become addicted to this, man. You get a little of this truth, you become addicted, man. You want to know it all now, man. Then you start to learn the mystery. Because first you see, this the milk right here, man. Just learning you an Israelite, learning the Lord died for you, man. And then it get deeper than that, man. Then you start to learn the mysteries of this thing. You got to show on the History Channel the mysteries of the Bible, man. They lying to you, man. They make you think you learn this. They might give you a little something. Have you ever noticed how mysteries of the Bible never go into the story of Jacob and Esau and who they are? They ain't gonna go into that, man. Go ahead, huh?
Wherefore let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention,
Right.
and to pardon us, wherein we may seem to come short of some words.
See, wherein we may seem to come short of some words. This a man on the Lord saying the same thing, man. He like, look, we getting to the best we know. We probably gonna come short of some words. Why? Because we had already been going into captivity to different nations. So we was losing our heritage little by little, man. We was losing history and books, so we had to refine the books. We had to refine scriptures and put them together, man. So like I said, they might come short of some words. Because like I say, when we go into them captivities, we went from speaking Hebrew to Greek, man. And then it went to the Latin and English, man. Go ahead. That's why even during the time of who the world called Jesus, man, they nailed him to the cross, and they wrote up above the cross, the King of the Jews, and said they wrote it in the Hebrew, Greek, and the Latin, man. Because that time, our people were speaking those 3 different languages at the time. So this is why I say we might come short of some words. Even King James said the same thing, man. We might come short of some words. Go ahead.
Which we have labored to interpret.
Right, which we have labored to interpret.
For the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue
Right.
have not the same force in them.
So the same things translated in Hebrew, uttered in another tongue, have not the same force, man. Which is called transliteration, man. When you transliterate something from the Greek to the Hebrew, it don't got the same force, and then it'll switch the meaning of it, man. So going back to that word when they say Jacob was a plain man, that's why we went into that. Oh, go ahead, huh?
And not only these things, but the law itself.
Not only these things, but the law itself.
And the prophets.
And the prophets.
And the rest of the books.
And the rest of the books.
Have no small difference when they are spoken in their own language.
Right, man. So that's why we going back into the Hebrew, man. Go ahead, huh?
All right, this is 2 Timothy 2, 14. It said, of these things put them in remembrance, charging them before the Lord that they strive not about words to no profit, but to servitude of the hearer.
but to servitude of the hearer, man. So that's what we here to do. We ain't finna strive with nobody about no words if they can't understand, man. We all into servitude of the hearer. We got a listener. We serving him to try to get him to understand the best way we can, man. Go ahead, out.
Verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto the Lord.
That's what he was reading in there, man. Which proves these books the same, man. Study to show thyself approved unto the Lord. Go ahead.
A workman that needed not to be ashamed.
A workman needed not to be ashamed, man.
Rightly dividing the word of the truth.
Rightly dividing the word of truth. That's it.
Yeah. But shun profane and vain babbling.
Right, we're going to shun profane and vain babbling, man.
For they will increase unto more ungodliness.
See, right, man. So we're going to shun that, man. Somebody come up with profane and shun, and this babbling, man. I don't know if they talking about, we shun that, man. They're going to keep teaching. Let's see that. Okay, see what I'm doing. They were right on point though, Barry Wood. Yeah, that's the first thing he said. We see the same. And we like, we the Israelites. We like, okay, these things we never been slavery to Egypt. That's the same he said, wasn't it? Yeah.
Y'all brothers is good. Y'all get my dog. Y'all keep on what you're doing, man. All right, bless you, bro.
Genesis 25 and 23. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb,
Right.
and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Right, man.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elders shall serve the younger.
Right, so this is what we waiting on, man. The elder, man, which is the so-called white man, he's gonna serve us, man. Get ready, man. He's going,
All
man.
the way down. Further on down.
Yeah, you was going to say Jacob was a flame, man. You took it up flame.
Yeah.
Just reason there, though. Just reason there, so you pick back up right there. It's still,
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hands took hold on Esau's heel.
Right.
And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare him. And the boys grew. And Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field.
Right. There you go, white man. You know your history right here, man. You want to know how deep your history go back? Here we go right here, man. In the Bible. This your biblical history. Go ahead.
And Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents.
Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. What up, man?
And Isaac loved Esau, because he did eat of his vineyards.
Right.
But Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob sought pottage. And Esau came from the field.
Right, so it say Isaac loved Esau, man. Because he was his son, man. But Isaac ain't understand at the time. Well, he didn't understand what was happening at the time, you know. He didn't understand. Just like Abraham, man. He said did Abraham beg for the Lord to choose Ishmael? You got that? Get it real quick. Finish the scripture out. Finish the verse.
And Jacob sought pottage. And Esau came from the field, and he was faint.
Right. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna go into how, and you can start at the top right there, get to where he said, not at the top of the chapter, but just going into
That's all.
Right, man, because it say Isaac loved Esau, man. It was his son, man. Yeah, he loved him. But he ain't understand the plan of the Most High at the time, man. Abraham loved Ishmael. When the Lord told Abraham Isaac was going to receive the promise, Abraham pleaded with the Lord like, no, but let Ishmael live. And the Lord had to tell him, no, I got something for Ishmael, but the promise going to go to Isaac. And Abraham had to roll with it, man. Go ahead.
So we just jump to the point of it.
Yeah, if you can. This is 17, right?
Yeah. This Genesis chapter 17, verse 15.
Get to where you think, huh?
Yeah, this good. Genesis chapter 17, verse 15. And the Most High said unto Abraham, As for Sarai, thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall be her name. And I will bless her and give thee a son also of her. Yeah, I will bless her.
So for you so-called Negro, Hispanic, Latino, and Native American women, man, 1 Peter 3 tell you Sarah is your foremother, man. If you do well and do what this scripture tell you to do, man, not no Nefertiti or whoever, man. Y'all went into this witchcraft now, man. A lot of our people, man. Sarah is your foremother, man. Abraham is our forefather. Go ahead.
Yeah, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations.
Right.
Kings of people shall be of her. Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed and said in his heart, Shall a child be born unto her that is 100 years old?
See, now this story right here, you get more understanding of this story in the New Testament. When you go to Galatians chapter 3, and Galatians chapter 4, go ahead. And then Genesis 25, you get a better understanding of Genesis 25 when we read, when you go to Romans 9. Man. Go ahead.
And shall Sarah that is 90 years old bear? And Abraham said unto the Most High, Oh, that Ishmael might live before thee.
Right, so what did Abraham say? That Ishmael might live before thee, O Lord. Because Abraham, it was his son, he loved him, man, but he didn't understand the plan of the Lord at that time, man. Go ahead. So that's what our people got to understand, man. You got to understand, it ain't about how you feel or how you think, man. It's about what the Lord say, man. The Lord say he hate Esau. Now you bigger than the Lord? You gonna love Esau? You gonna tell him to love Esau? No, man.
And the Most High said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac.
Right.
And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant,
right,
and with his seed after him. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold,
because see, like I said, you gotta put these real life stories, man. This ain't no fairy tale, real life history. So you put that in today's terms. You can understand why Abraham loved Ishmael, that's his son. You can understand why Isaac loved Esau, that's his son, man. But that's why the Lord tell you also, if you love son, daughter, sister, wife, brother, mother more than me, you ain't fit to be his disciple, man. Let's still go for right now. That's what this all about right here, man. This playing to that right there. If Abraham would have tried to love Ishmael more than the Lord, then he wasn't fit to be his disciple.
Behold, and as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly.
So he gave Ishmael a blessing. We gave the so-called white man a blessing, man. That you came as the Greeks and ruled, as the Romans and ruled, man. You rule in that. But you know, we get the promises. We the children of the promises in the covenant, man. Go ahead, huh?
12 princes shall he begot.
Right.
And I will make him a great nation.
So this is where the Arab nations come from. This is why you got the United Arab Emirates. This is why you got all them different Saudi Arabia, man. All different strong Arab nations across the world. This some of the promise to them in the Bible, man. Go ahead.
But my covenant will I establish with Isaac.
But his covenant is with Isaac for you Arabs, man. The Quran try to squeeze you in here. No. And there ain't no, Muhammad wasn't no prophet, and then he wasn't no last prophet, man. The Lord said his covenant is with Isaac, man. Go ahead.
But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year.
Let's sit on there. Yeah. Go ahead, huh? Let's go get back to the point where it says, but Isaac loved Esau. Just linking up with today, because all this is a real story, man. This is real things that happen. The scriptures tell you ain't nothing new under the sun, man. So you gotta picture this really happening. Picture these men had feelings, man. They loved their son, man. But they love the Lord more. Go ahead.
This is Genesis 25 and 28. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison.
Just like that. You might have a son or daughter, they go out and do something you know ain't right. Oh, it make it right now because that's your son or your daughter. They doing something against the scripture. Oh, now you ain't gonna condemn that because that's your son and your daughter now. You gotta love the Lord more.
But Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob saw a partridge. And Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee.
He said Esau was faint, man. So here we go. Get another characteristic of Esau. The pressure on that. Let's see how Esau handled the pressure, man. Read it again out and say Esau was faint.
And Esau said to Jacob, feed me. Well, and Jacob saw a partridge. And Esau came from the field, and he was faint.
Right.
And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with thy same bread pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
Right.
And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright.
So here go the integrity of Esau. Because if we would have went into the definitions of plain, it tell you morally perfect. Jacob was morally perfect. He had integrity. He was righteous. It tell you all that, man. Everything that's righteous and upright and pure. That's what it meant when it said Jacob was plain. And now here go with Esau. He go ahead. You see how it said Esau was a man of the field and a cunning hunter. You say Jacob was a plain man. So they the two opposite of each other. Go ahead, two different nations in that womb. Go ahead.
And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do me?
See, Esau ain't have enough integrity to just wait till the meal got done, man. Go ahead.
And Jacob said, swear to me this day, and swear unto him. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
Here you go right here, man. This is the first sellout. The first sellout, man, in the world. Esau, man. This why you always this why the white man always try to get somebody to sell out, man. He the first sellout, man. It's in his spirit to sell out, man. You go the first sellout of the world. Hey, a little pressure came, this nigga sold out already. Now he taught our people to do. He taught our people how to sell out, man. Struggling, you in the hood, you been struggling for years. You want to get $1 million right now? Be a faggot. You lost your integrity, man. This why, man. This is the first sellout, man. Oh, go ahead,
Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils.
This is right within the word. Yeah. Finish that scripture. That's what that word is.
And he did eat and drink and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright.
Right, see, Esau despised his birthright anyway, man. When you look at that word despise, he rejected it anyway. He ain't had no integrity, man. Because I done heard a preacher teach this, like saying Jacob was wrong, man. Jacob was wrong for doing this, man. But that's why I said, you gotta go to Romans 9 to get the clear, now the revelation was revealed on this, clear understanding of it. But this why you so-called white people like your steak and stuff medium rare, man. Don't like it done, rare, right? You like it rare, just right. But yeah, I forgot what it is. Right, but Esau like blood in they meat, man. They just wanted to tap on this side a little bit, tapped on this side a little bit, just warm it up, man. Like he
about 4 or 5 minutes on one
like
side.
Keep their meat rare, man.
And on the other side, about 4 or 5 minutes. It's pretty much red on the inside. But they say medium well.
Which word did the Lord give us a law on that? He told us we shouldn't eat no blood. Separate the blood from the food. You know, so you gotta let that food get done, man.
Alright, this is Hebrews chapter 12. I'm gonna start at verse 14.
Let him get to that first. Get Genesis 27.
Oh.
Then you know where it's gonna say where it's gonna get there. Then go to it. From the top. What you say, store it up?
I was saying, I thought Jacob had left.
Store it from the top over. Go ahead.
All right, this is Genesis 27 and 1.
You want me to read?
What's already scratched?
This is Genesis chapter 27, verse 1. And it came.
We're gonna do the whole story, man. So Lord will, this can edify our people, and at the same time teach one of you so-called white people your biblical history, man. That you probably ain't heard about it yet. Thinking we just out here making something up. Go ahead.
And it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau, his eldest son, and said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, here am I.
Right, so here we go again. Isaac called Esau because they already knew the elder son get the blessing, man. You know. But it wasn't like that. Even when even when Joseph was finna die, and it was Ephraim, when Joseph was finna die, when Ephraim and Manasseh, he switched hands. He put the greater blessing on the younger child, and he switched hands, man. Because that's how the Lord wanted it to be, man. Showing how that Isaac like, he my eldest son, he get the blessing. But now the Lord got to set up a whole nother way, man. Go ahead.
And he said, Behold, now I am old.
Because notice how Rebecca asked the Lord, what is this in my womb? So the Lord told Rebecca to play. We don't know if Isaac was there not to hear that part. You know, so Rebecca already knew. The elder got to serve the young. So this is why Rebecca gonna do what she did right here. See, it was all important. You gotta remember, that's why I said, you gotta go with what the Lord say. You can't love your kids more than the Lord, man. Go ahead.
And he said, Behold, now I am old. I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapon, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out into the field, and take me some venison,
Right.
and make me savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son.
Put it in today's term, man. You get put in this situation, and you got your son, man. Because that's who you gonna keep on your land. So you want to make, if you know you finna die, what you gonna do? You want to make sure you gonna let him know everything he need to know, bless him, so that he can carry on the legacy. You know what I'm saying? This is what's going on right here, man. But the Lord had another plan. Just like Abraham wanted Ishmael to get the blessing. The Lord told Abraham straight up. But it's like the Lord already told Rebecca what's the deal, so Rebecca playing, know, doing that.
Verse 5. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son. And Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and to bring it.
Right.
And Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying,
Because didn't it say, see, Isaac, when the Lord told Isaac, y'all peep what's going on, man. When the Lord told Isaac, what that Isaac was? Abraham. I say Isaac. Isaac name, you land through something, go with you. Well, I know Sarah name. I thought Abraham had. I thought Isaac had. No, Isaac still of age.
I do it more that's when most of the same
Thinking about when Abraham fell to his knees and laughed in the water. That was Sarah that Abraham
both did.
Now Sarah was fixing the meal, and she laughed with herself. I thought
Rebekah spake unto Jacob her son, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before the Lord, before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, according to that which I command thee. Go now to the flock, and fetch me from thence two good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth.
right, because you got to remember, the angel told Rebekah the elder going to serve the younger. Like I was saying, we don't know if Isaac was there or not. But we know that angel told Rebekah that. So Rebekah fulfilling it. Go ahead.
And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee before his death. And Jacob said unto Rebekah his mother, Behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. My father peradventure will fear me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. And his mother said unto him, Upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice, and go fetch me them. And he went and fetched, and brought them to his mother. And his mother made savory meat, such as his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were her in the house, and put them upon Jacob her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands, and upon the smooth of his neck. And she gave the savory meat with the bread, which she had prepared, into the hand of her son Jacob. And he came unto his father and said, My father. And he said, Here am I. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau thy firstborn. I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, and sit and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me.
Right, so Rebekah basically, she made him look like Esau, man. You know? So you can skip down now. Just getting y'all into the story of what happened, man. You know, because remember, like I said, our angel told Rebekah, look, the elder gonna serve the young. So Rebekah making it play out, man. Go ahead. We're gonna get to Romans 9 and get a clear on it. It's gonna clear it up. Cause just reading the story from face value. But you already know what the Lord said, so you gotta roll with what he said, man. But it seemed like Esau, seemed like Jacob, which the word Jacob means Yaquad, means to supplant. Go ahead.
I'm skip down to verse 25. And he said, Bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee.
Right, so like as he told Esau, go kill, go give me what I like to eat and bring it to me, man. Mr. Vincent is the deer, right?
And he brought it near to him, and he did eat, and brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto me, Come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, See, the smell of my son is as the smell of the field, which the Lord hath blessed.
Look at it, when Esau sweat, man, another characteristic of Esau, man, that nigga smell like a wet dog or something, man. If he get wet, you don't even want to smell the Edomites, man. Go ahead.
Therefore, the Most High give thee of the dew of heaven.
They smell like the field, man. A man of the field, he smelled like that. So Isaac was trying to smell him, man. Go ahead.
And the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine.
Right.
Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee.
So people gonna serve us, and nations gonna bow down to us, man. This haven't fulfilled itself yet, man. So we still waiting on this, man. Go ahead. That's why you see in the book of Revelations, man, when you see the kingdom of heaven, you got 12 gates. And each one of these names of the tribes written on the gate, man. That's what this going into. This got to play out. This what and they tell you all the nations gonna bring their glory into it, man. I say all the nations that are saved out of this gonna bring their glory into our gates, man. Our gates gonna be open day and night, ain't gonna shut, man. That's what this gonna play out right here. So this part of the you got scriptures in Genesis ain't played out yet, man. Show your pastor don't know the Bible, man. Go ahead, bro.
Be Lord over thy brethren.
Right.
And let thy mother's children bow down to thee.
Let thy mother's children bow down to us, man. Go ahead.
Cursed be everyone that cursed thee.
Right.
And blessed be he that blesseth thee.
So that's why every nation finna come under that curse, man. According to Jeremiah 30 and 6 and 14, man. All thine enemies, all thine adversaries should go into captivity. Go ahead.
And it came to pass as soon as Isaac made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out of the presence of Isaac, his father, that Esau, his brother, came in from his hunting. And he had also made savory meat, and brought it to his father, and said unto his father, Let my father arise, and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau.
Thy firstborn. See why he iterating that firstborn? God, that's who the blessing went to, man. But at this time, like I said, the Lord, he was making two vessels out of one lump, a vessel of honor and a vessel of dishonor. This was the last time he done it. With Esau and Jacob. After Esau and Jacob, you are who your father is. But before then, like he created the Arab nation. He created the Arab, and he created this nation out of Abraham. Then when you got the so-called white man, the Edomites, these people again, man. But it stopped after this. After Esau and Jacob, you are who your father is. Go ahead.
And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, Where is he that have taken venison and brought it to me, and I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him? Yeah, and he shall be blessed.
Right.
And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry.
Get that, get that Hebrews 12. That's what he was finna get. That's why I told him I wanted to wait till you get there.
And said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father.
Right, so Esau cried, man, because he knew it was over with, man. He cried like, Bless me, father. Go ahead, watch your eyes, are going to tell him.
And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and have taken away thy blessing.
But you got to remember, in Genesis 25, it said Esau despised his birthright. So you can't forget all the key words and key points, man. Go ahead.
And see, another thing that just goes, Isaac couldn't have been there when that angel was telling Rebecca. And it's a higher plan anyway. You know, the Most High got his plan. He say our thoughts are not his thoughts, and his ways are not our ways. So we don't think like the Most High. So the Most High already had this set out to play from the beginning before he even created the world. So even though Isaac didn't understand that, you know, it's still the will of the Most High that it played out that way. Verse 36, it said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? but he has supplanted me with these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
See, just like Abraham, just like the Lord gave Ishmael a blessing. Man, Esau, you get a blessing. You live in your blessing. Go ahead.
And the dew of heaven from above.
Right.
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
This your blessing right here, Esau. By thy sword thou shalt live. Thy military might, man.
And shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Right, so when you got the dominion, you broke our yoke from off your neck, man. When we had that yoke up on your neck, man, during the dark ages, man. You came in dominion during the Greeks, man. But we ain't really had no yoke up on your neck then, man. But we did, we had fought y'all back during the Maccabees and won, man. Then you came up as the Romans, man. But when did we really have that yoke up on y'all neck, man? From 300s AD to the 1300s AD, man. You had that yoke up on your neck. Go ahead, read that again. We had sealed y'all out, man. Revelations 20. We sealed y'all out. We put that great chain on y'all, said y'all couldn't deceive the nations no more, man. Cause what did Alexander say? And it's a known saying. When the Greeks took over the world, when it was never the same, man. All the philosophers they came with, it infiltrated everywhere, man. Then what did they do? They went to the library we had built in Egypt and destroyed a lot of stuff, man. And then they switched a lot of stuff up, man. Go ahead.
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
By thy sword, which that sword going to your military might, man. Go ahead.
And shalt serve thy brother.
Right.
And when it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion.
But it say Esau, because Esau lived by the sword, man. Esau don't know how to reason, man. Esau ain't no reason with Esau. He lived by his sword, man. Go ahead. Just do what he say, or he coming to drop bombs on you, man. He coming with his military, man. This is his blessing.
That thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
You don't even have to come with that. Go ahead, you read the third. Oh, get the precept right quick. Go ahead.
All right, this is Hebrews 12. And 14. It said, follow peace with all men,
Right.
and holiness.
So this is what we doing right now, man. Because we gotta wait till all the prophecies play out. So we ain't telling you at work, tell the white man he the mic, he the devil. No. Knowledge is your power. But you knowing that, that's your peace, man. That's what set you free. That truth set you free, man. So now you sitting back playing. You Jacob, you the supplanter. You sitting back waiting on Esau to slip, man. And you gonna get him, man. That's what we tell. That's why I say follow peace with all men right here. So don't get beside yourself. We tell you go out and get a war with Esau, man. No. You gotta wait till everything happens. You gotta wait till the Lord rises up to the Lord. You gotta be taken down spiritually first.
Without which no man shall see the Lord. Look into
So we follow peace with all men, because then another thing. You got a lot of people that can look like these other nations. And you going there and they're an Israelite, man. You gotta try their spirit by the spirit. So that's why another reason to follow peace with all men. You use these different, you a Jacob, you a supplanter. You don't cause beef when it ain't no beef. You use these other nations. The Lord said, I already said, when you do what please him, and make him your enemies at peace with you, man. So you can get them to do stuff for you, man. But you still not, your knowledge is knowing who they are, man. And knowing they're going to serve you in the end. Rightfully so, that says the Holy Bible.
looking diligent, lest any man fail of grace of God.
Read that from the top.
Look diligently, lest any man fail of the grace of God.
See, so do this. Look diligently lest you fail of the grace. So even though we got grace, we say you can fail of it. You can fall from grace. Go ahead.
Lest any root of bitterness spring up trouble you.
Unless any root of bitterness spring up in you. Go ahead.
And thereby many be defiled.
Right. Go ahead.
Lest there be any fornicator.
Because see that bitterness sprung up in Esau, man. Once he, this going to example. Go ahead. Lest there be any fornicator. This ain't talking about no physical, man. It's spiritual right here. Go ahead.
Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau.
As profane person as Esau. You look that word profane up, ungodly, evil, lawful to be tried. And listen to me, lest there be any profane person as Esau. So he lawful to be tried, but he ungodly, he wicked. Go ahead.
Who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
For one morsel of meat sold his birthright. White man lose his job, his wife leave, he killing everybody, man. He gonna go shoot the job up, he kill, this him, man. Go ahead.
Like I ain't been checking off. He get picked on at school, he go to a school shooting.
Right, man. Right.
Well, you know how that afterwards, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance.
See, that is going into more detail for this, man. Esau cried, help his father. He gave a blessing, but he still ain't get that promise. That writer of Hebrews, whether it's Paul or Barnabas, whoever wrote it, they breaking it down, man. They break it down, going back into what you read in the prologue about the scriptures of the prophets. That's how we learn, man. And we just said it right off of what the prophets wrote. That's all.
So he sought it carefully with tears.
So he received no place of repentance, so we sought it carefully with tears. That's it.
All right, this verse 41.
So we'll go to the Old and the New. It show you, hey, the so-called New Testament. Just give more clarification on what was going on. That's all I'm going on.
Genesis 27, verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing.
Esau hated Jacob. But remember, don't ever short-term memory span. They was already fighting in the womb, man. So Esau already hated Jacob. We already was against each other, man. It's just the hate growing more and more as they get older. That's all. Until now. To turn from perpetual hatred. That's all it was. Just the hate getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing.
Right. That's why the white man hates you, man. For you, if you on this side, that's why the so-called white man hates you. Because he's the blessed. In his spirit, he know you a plain man. He know you morally perfect. He know you stronger than him. He know you the best. Physical or mental. That's why he hates you. It's all about understanding this. That's where the truth set you free at. Freedom start mentally first, spiritual, then it's gonna come into the physical realm. Go ahead, what you say?
I got a precept. This is Ezekiel chapter 25, verse 12. Thus saith the Lord God, Yahweh, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance and have greatly offended.
Probably should have read the little verses down in Genesis before you read it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They say he's with it.
Oh, he gonna take. Okay, come. Genesis 27, verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him.
Oh.
And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand.
Right, so Esau like, man, that same battle we were doing in the womb, oh, it's on, baby. It's on. Go ahead. Now we outside the womb, we bigger. It's on. Go ahead.
The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Right.
And these words of Esau her eldest son were told to Rebekah, and she sent and called Jacob